Alright, hello and welcome to the 27th episode, I want to say. Now I don't remember because it's been a couple days, but that doesn't matter because now we are back on this brand new episode. And so in the last episode, I'm pretty sure it was the Great War. A lot of not very fun stuff happened. I mean, these guys now officially take the largest country in the world, and these guys, they were kind of prideful of being the largest, so they're not too happy about that. So, but anyways, please do like and subscribe because we're actually getting really close to like 200 subscribers. Now, these countries, they just got released by the green team because since they quite severely lost the war. So these guys, brand new country, they're definitely all quite developed. So with this ability, they are going to do some good old expansion. All right, so these two right here, they expanding. Amazing English. They expand themselves very well because they were like skinny, but now a lot chunkier. But as you see right here, before these guys could expand, a little issue came. But yeah, we could see a bit of an issue that comes. These two, this guy cuts off him. So and rightfully so, these guys are a little upset about it, but they are brand new and they are surely weaker than these guys, so they can't really do anything. So. And while staying here, we'll see that, I guess, like the maroonish country right here, they also, once I color this correctly, these guys right here, they also decide to expand a little bit more outward this way. But now, you see, if we take a little look at this area right here, we're going to be seeing a couple things happen. With, for example, the purple team right here, continue going along this coast, since I guess like no one's really cared that much to really expand on this new island that much. I mean, these guys right here, they already have their little thing right here, so they're fine with it. They don't really care that much either, so no one's really too crazy about it, which kind of leads these guys to be the only ones to kind of, like, I guess, like, have the ability to expand right here, even though I guess there just, like, isn't even much people living in these areas, so I guess it's also just, like, kind of cheap to take care of, so these guys get a fairly large thing going, stretching across the entire northern coast right here, making them actually very big now that I think about it. And we will also be seeing these guys right here do a bit of their own expansion, because, I mean, technically, like, they're the only sovereign nation on this country. These guys also, like, are one of the two countries that are on this island. But now I think you guys can see what I mean by they're not the only ones for much longer, because three new countries right here have appeared, because obviously a lot of people move from this area down here, which is kind of the cause of this one. But there's also the matter of not wanting to be in this one and also creating their new country with a good opportunity down here, be a little more isolationist. So and like obviously since these guys are weak, they can't really do much, but obviously with these guys kind of starting to wrap around in this little area right here, becoming quite long and actually going a little outwards right here. I don't even know what I'll call it, like light pinkish red thing. Actually starting to meet up with the purple team right here and kind of going around like this. And of course these guys just kind of, since they are landlocked, they're just going to kind of go out and expand with their own little thing. We will also be seeing the Cyan team, who hasn't really been doing much, actually begin to colonize on the island right over here. I mean, look, they're fairly powerful, like nothing crazy or anything, but they're fairly powerful. With the help, obviously, with these guys, they also explore the rest of this island, and they are very, very close to this, so why not take it? And they can't really go anywhere else, so that's exactly what actually they decide to do. And they even decide to hop over onto this area right here, until they even get to meet up with all of this, taking a bunch of this land, but obviously they're going to stop because they don't want to get too big. Now, if we also take a little look up here, with some stuff going on, these guys going up here, these guys also expanding a little bit down here. It's tensions, in simple words, have been rising, especially between these two countries right here. I don't know, they're just kind of here. And I guess in the meantime, they also kind of took these more areas, which are definitely later on will be a lot more valuable, being next to these like two large rivers. So they get to around here and even meet up with these guys. They also decide to kind of just start wrapping. I mean, their plan just kind of like wrap around these things right here. So I guess these little lakes. So these two will be going to war, mainly with this one. They just don't like how they look. They don't like them. They don't like them being here. So in a quick little thing, a little maneuver, these guys begin to absolutely steamroll through most of this country getting actually really close to the capital until these guys are able to kind of like figure things out and begin pushing back, all going all the way along this coast. Obviously, they are stopped, and it gets to around here, but these guys are also greatly pushed back, and even this part being cut off, and this succeeding to these guys. Now, these guys right here, they are stronger. So I mean, they know that. So once these guys made one last kind of like big push right here, they decided it's not really any use, and then they decided for a peace negotiation. Okay, yeah. So this area a little more chaotic, but it's basically the same. Not much stuff's going to be going on around here. But anyways, we will also be seeing something quite interesting. We will be seeing the first like mainland country that is not on the mainland continent. I guess these guys also, I mean, they also count, they're just like an island nation, but these guys right here, they will be the first country that is, second actually, my correction, a country that is not on the mainland continent. With, of course, their capital going right there. I think I've said this before, but in case anyone doesn't remember, or I just didn't say it, unlike our world, where it was a lot easier for humans to spread out, all these continents and areas are a lot more broken apart with, so if I had to say, humans would only be on this continent and just maybe on these couple of islands, which I think also is just fairly unlikely. So, like, if there's any, maybe on a small couple islands that hopped around, these people right here are one of the very, like 99 basically percent of all humans are right here. That's kind of before all this happened. So this also means diseases. A lot of people are very prone to disease. So I mean, I think you know where I'm going with this. Now, with this, there's obviously going to be multiple issues. People who've been living here for a couple of years now, they've gotten maybe a little accustomed to it and stuff, so I will not be coloring them, but are not prone to this. So with this, this disease spreads insanely quickly throughout this area and even like all of the Cyan team in a matter of days. Because this disease, it's a little difficult to control because you can easily get infected by it, and it takes a while for you to realize that you have it. So, and it's obviously very contagious. So, this kind of starts to spread like crazy until it gets to around here, and it even in some areas gets to around these areas right here. So, not very good. And obviously, it's not going to stop. So, this is obviously going to also start to quickly spread in these areas as well. And also going into some of the more rural areas, getting to around here. And with these guys, little to no defense, they're going to basically all just completely get engulfed. And basically, it is going to stop right here, though, because these guys, this nation, the red team, or I guess the Union, is fairly isolationist. So their borders are fairly closed off, and it doesn't really spread much there. And there's also the matter that these guys, and when a lot of other countries realize, once it gets to around here, they decide to kind of make like a barrier to completely cut themselves off so it doesn't further spread. And once this country gets engulfed, as well as the pink team, this barrier will kind of be set up. But obviously, in some areas, like these guys, they get close to the capital, but also are able to do this successfully. And this also, but sadly, it does spread through all of these other areas and even some parts down here. Also completely engulfing this, but also does stop right over here. And with this, it kind of halts right here with obviously all these issues and it being very not fun. And it even starts to spread in some of these nations until it stops around here. So, in a matter of probably a couple months or a year, I'd say a couple years, it became a very big mess. Not fun at all. And obviously, everyone is going to be trying to find a cure for this. With right now, so far, nobody's succeeding, but it's going to be like this for a while until, with this urgent thing, it slowly begins to spread more and more until it even engulfs all of the pink team, and it even starts to slowly spread into other areas like the color country and the blue team even. And that's when they realize it even starts breaking through some of the areas that are closed off And they can see that this is more than just a problem. This is like a crisis. So a lot of the world decides to work together. I said a lot because there's a lot of countries like these guys don't care, and a lot of others do not want to cooperate. What the? A lot of people start to work on an antidote for this. Obviously, this is like a collective effort from a lot of countries, basically everyone who's infected and wants to get rid of this horrendous disease, because they didn't really foresee the effects that would be. All the effects from diseases in a different continent, not very good. So once it's kind of just chaos right here, the first country that collectively decides to try it on is the sand country right here, because they have one of the smallest areas that it could be tested on, which it is successful, but not too much. So like they're able to liberate a lot of areas, like the pink team's capital, but it only works in certain areas where, because in some areas it just keeps getting engulfed over and over. So while they get this area, and while certain areas also work, like some pockets, they're constantly being helped out, and this area right here, um, there's still a lot of issues going on, but this area is completely able to be wiped out from any disease, and so is this right here after many, many tries. Because obviously there's going to be more and more tweaks from the antidote to make it more effective, which it definitely is, and it's slowly beginning to work more and more effectively. But of course, once you get to around here in a lot of areas, and actually also completely liberate this entire area, this was pretty simple, as well as most of this area besides this part right here. It kind of gets a problem where the disease also just starts to kind of like evolve, because I mean right now it shrunk down a lot, but the disease is also just going to evolve in brand new ways, with it also just kind of the antidote becoming less effective and certain areas re-emerging, like some areas, especially this northern area right here, with all these parts as well as this. So they're gonna constantly try to find new antidotes which do stop it temporarily, like this right here. But this is not an infinite solution. So until they can find an antidote that completely gets rid of this, there's going to be areas heavily affected. And luckily, the main countries, I mean, the big country that's being affected the most is, in fact, the Isle Nation by far. They have not been able to liberate this area in the. Why do I keep saying liberate? Whatever. They cannot get disease out of here in the slightest. They have tried a couple times, but it just has not worked as much as they try. And I mean, this area right here, completely unaffected. Like, nothing's been going on here. But this area, also slow progress, but in some places it has been effectively gotten rid of, especially in like more powerful countries that are like using it first. Like these guys, they also fully get rid of it. It's now mostly just, I guess, these three newer countries which are kind of dealing with this issue. But until then, it still exists, especially a couple pockets right here. But and it also has a pretty strong foothold over here. So not very good, and hopefully they can find the antidote, or it may get worse. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little shorter because I do want to edit this quickly, and because I re-recorded this, and man, do I not feel like it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't really get to like any war scenarios. So I mean, hopefully I'll make that. I mean, I made that up in the Second Great War, but hopefully I'll make that up in the next episode. So also, please do like and subscribe, like I said.